Intel plans to invest $20 billion to build a new chip-making facility in Ohio, the company announced on Friday, in a push to ramp up domestic production of semiconductors as global supply chain disruptions and increased demand have led to a massive worldwide chip shortage. Disruptions in the global supply chain caused by the COVID-19 pandemic has had a serious impact on semiconductors in the past 2 years, as well as a sharp uptick in demand for digital products as more people work from home. A majority of advanced computer chips, used by the likes of Apple, AMD and Qualcomm, are manufactured by Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, whose proximity to China has also raised some concerns. Legislation known as the CHIPS Act, which would provide $52 billion in subsidies for the semiconductor industry, was passed by the Senate with bipartisan support last year, but it is yet to be passed by the House. In an op-ed for CNN in December, Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger backed the federal package, noting that it may not solve the current chip shortages but will be fundamental in avoiding them in the future. In an effort to regain supremacy in the chips business, Intel has pledged more than $100 billion in I. These efforts have been driven by Gelsinger, who became Intel's CEO last year. In 2020, graphics chips maker Nvidia overtook Intel to become the most valuable chip maker in the U.S. and last year it was overtaken by Samsung as the biggest chip maker by quarterly revenue. In the past few years, Intel chips have also lost their performance crown to rival AMD in both the desktop and mobile computing markets, caused by several years of delays to its cutting-edge manufacturing process. Intel reveals plans for massive new Ohio factory, fighting the chip shortage stateside. Time Intel to invest at least $20 billion in new chip factories in Ohio. New York Times Intel to invest at least $20 billion in Ohio chip-making facility. Wall Street Journal,